You can never whip these birds if you don't keep you and them separate. I found that out in Birmingham. You've got to keep the white and the black separate.
There's a little song that we sing in our movement down in the South. I don't know if you've heard it, but it has become the theme song. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. For this victory, one song will have to...
In 1961, a northern group of activists called the Congress of Racial Equality, CORE, decided to test if bus station facilities in the Deep South were complying with the 1960 decision made by the U.S. Supreme Court in Boynton versus Virginia. In this decision, the Supreme Court ruled segregation of interstate transportation facilities unconstitutional. Activists of all different races, ages, and religions gathered together to travel on interstate buses from Washington, D.C. to New Orleans. On May 4, 1961, CORE Director James Farmer led 13 Freedom Riders, 7 black and 6 white, out of Washington, D.C. on a Greyhound and Trailway bus bound to New Orleans, Louisiana. Initially, the rides went fairly well. They walked in as an integrated group, violating the precepts of Jim Crow. The riders crossed Georgia, Athens, and Atlanta without any incident. But that all changed once they arrived in the Deep South.
So, did you believe you were going to die?
I knew I was going to die. The bus was on fire. I heard the glass shattering. They were yelling stuff at me. Everything.
On May 14, 1961, the Greyhound bus was the first to arrive in Anniston, Alabama. There, a white mob, including members of the Ku Klux Klan, violently attacked the Freedom Riders. The bus attempted to flee, but were chased down by the mob, halting it on the outskirts of the town. One member of the mob threw a flaming bundle of rag through the window as other members of the mob gathered around the bus to trap the riders inside. The Freedom Riders escaped the bus just moments before it burst into flames, only to be savagely and brutally beaten by the mob with sticks and pipes.
When the Trailway bus reached Birmingham, Alabama, the mob boarded the bus and beat the riders with pipes, clubs, their fists, and bats. Birmingham Police Safety Commissioner Bull Connor stated that although he was aware of the Freedom Riders' arrival and the violence that awaited them, he posted no police protection at the station.
A freelance journalist captured this horrific scene of the burning Greyhound bus and bloody riders, which appeared on front pages of newspapers all across America the following day. These gruesome images shocked the nation and drew international attention to the issue of racial segregation in the Deep South. Following this widespread of violence, CORE officials were unable to find a bus driver who could transport Freedom Riders safely. In addition, many Freedom Riders lost hope and aborted their journey to Montgomery after being hospitalized in Anniston, Alabama. In 1961, Diane Nash, an activist, organized a group of 10 students from SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, to travel from Nashville to Birmingham to resume their Freedom Riders. Under police protection and the help of U.S. Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, on May 20th, the SNCC Freedom Riders departed Birmingham en route to Montgomery, Alabama, where they were savagely attacked by a white mob. The following night, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was flown in and was accompanied by Reverend Ralph David Abernathy, which the two of them held a meeting in Abernathy's First Baptist Church. During this time, an angry mob formed outside of the church, threatening to bomb it, with more than 100 blacks inside. King phoned Robert Kennedy and asked for help. After a series of phone calls, Governor John Patterson had to declare martial law and send National Guards to restore order.
This is a moment of victory for the civil rights community because it shows more specifically how civil rights and activists and organizers could pressure the federal government to support the movement even when they showed initial hesitancy to do so. The federal government initially tried to get the Freedom Riders to stop their campaign and had a cooling off period. CORE and SNCC ultimately defied the order rule due to Diane Nash's leadership.
They were able to model to other black people who were not a part of the Freedom Rides how dedicated they were. And they displayed the importance of retaliation without violence, which was incredible.